During strenuous exercise, which of the following mechanisms is primarily responsible for the increased rate of oxygen supply to muscles? A. Increased diffusion rate of oxygen at alveoli. B. Increased carbon dioxide production lowering blood pH. C. Increased stroke volume of the heart. D. Decreased affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen due to high temperature. The correct answer is D. During exercise, an increase in temperature and carbon dioxide production reduces the affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen, Bohr effect, allowing more oxygen to be delivered to tissues, which is more efficient than relying solely on an increased diffusion rate. Which factor most significantly affects the partial pressure of oxygen in the alveoli? A. Inhaled oxygen concentration. B. Inhaled carbon dioxide concentration. C. Alveolar surface area. D. Pulmonary artery blood pressure. The correct answer is A. The partial pressure of oxygen in the alveoli is directly related to the concentration of oxygen in the inhaled air. Any significant change in the oxygen percentage in the air will alter alveolar oxygen partial pressure. What is the primary reason that carbon monoxide, CO, poisoning can be fatal despite normal levels of oxygen in the air? A. CO blocks the respiratory centers in the brainstem. B. CO irreversibly binds to hemoglobin with greater affinity than oxygen. C. CO reduces alveolar oxygen diffusion. D. CO accelerates the production of carbonic acid in blood. The correct answer is B. Carbon monoxide binds to hemoglobin with an affinity 200 times greater than oxygen, preventing oxygen from binding to hemoglobin and thus starving tissues of oxygen, despite normal oxygen levels in the air. What is the role of surfactant in the lungs? A. To increase alveolar surface tension for better gas exchange. B. To decrease alveolar surface tension, preventing alveolar collapse. C. To enhance oxygen binding to hemoglobin. D. To increase carbon dioxide diffusion across alveolar walls. The correct answer is B. Surfactant reduces surface tension in the alveoli, preventing their collapse during exhalation and ensuring stability for continuous gas exchange. Which one of the following conditions leads to a leftward shift of the oxygen-hemoglobin dissociation curve? A. Increased pH, alkalosis. B. Increased carbon dioxide concentration. C. Increased body temperature. D. Increased 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate, BPG, levels. The correct answer is A. An increase in blood pH, alkalosis, leads to a leftward shift in the oxygen-hemoglobin dissociation curve, meaning hemoglobin has a higher affinity for oxygen, making it less likely to release it into tissues. Which of the following is a consequence of hyperventilation? A. Increased blood levels. B. Respiratory acidosis. C. Increased blood oxygen levels. D. Respiratory alkalosis. The correct answer is D. Hyperventilation decreases levels in the blood, leading to a higher blood pH, causing respiratory alkalosis. Which of the following is true about the Bohr effect? A. It results in a lower affinity of hemoglobin for carbon dioxide. B. It facilitates oxygen release from hemoglobin in tissues. C. It shifts the oxygen-hemoglobin dissociation curve to the left. D. It occurs only in conditions of high oxygen concentration. The correct answer is B. The Bohr effect refers to the reduction in hemoglobin's affinity for oxygen in the presence of elevated carbon dioxide and low pH, facilitating oxygen release in tissues. Which structure in the respiratory system is most critical for preventing food from entering the trachea during swallowing? A. Pharynx. B. Larynx. C. Epiglottis. D. Esophagus. The correct answer is C. The epiglottis acts as a flap that closes over the trachea during swallowing, preventing food from entering the airways and directing it towards the esophagus. At high altitudes, the body acclimatizes by increasing the production of which of the following substances to enhance oxygen transport? A. Bicarbonate ions. B. 2,3-bisphosphoglycerate, BPG. C. Carbonic anhydrase. D. Oxyhemoglobin. The correct answer is B. At high altitudes, the body increases the production of 2,3-BPG, which reduces hemoglobin's affinity for oxygen, thus facilitating oxygen release to tissues where it's needed. Which of the following is a characteristic feature of obstructive lung diseases? A. Decreased lung compliance. B. Decreased airway resistance. C. Increased airway resistance. D. Increased lung compliance. The correct answer is C. Obstructive lung diseases, such as asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, are characterized by increased airway resistance, making it difficult to expel air from the lungs. Which gas law explains the relationship between pressure and volume during ventilation? A. Dalton's law. B. Boyle's law. C. Henry's law. D. Charles' law. The correct answer is B. Boyle's law states that the pressure of a gas is inversely proportional to its volume at a constant temperature, which explains the mechanics of ventilation during inhalation and exhalation. Why is carbonic anhydrase essential for efficient carbon dioxide transport in blood? A. It converts to carbon monoxide. B. It speeds up the conversion of into bicarbonate and protons. C. It binds to hemoglobin. D. It facilitates oxygen binding to hemoglobin. The correct answer is B. Carbonic anhydrase catalyzes the reversible conversion of carbon dioxide to bicarbonate ions and protons, which is crucial for carbon dioxide transport in the blood. Which of the following statements about ventilation perfusion, VQ, ratio is correct? A. A VQ ratio of 1 means optimal gas exchange in the lungs. B. A high VQ ratio indicates decreased ventilation. C. A low VQ ratio means perfusion exceeds ventilation. D. VQ ratio does not affect oxygen transport efficiency. The correct answer is C. A low VQ ratio occurs when perfusion exceeds ventilation, leading to inefficient gas exchange, as seen in conditions like asthma or pulmonary edema. What is the primary form in which carbon dioxide is transported in the blood? A. Bound to hemoglobin. B. Dissolved in plasma. C. As bicarbonate ions. D. As carbonic acid. The correct answer is C. The majority of carbon dioxide in the blood is transported in the form of bicarbonate ions, formed through the reaction of with water, catalyzed by carbonic anhydrase. In which part of the brain is the respiratory rhythm primarily controlled? A. Cerebellum. B. Cerebral cortex. C. Medulla oblongata. D. Hypothalamus. The correct answer is C. The medulla oblongata contains the respiratory centers that regulate the rhythm and rate of breathing by responding to changes in levels and blood pH. What physiological change occurs during hypoventilation? A. Decreased arterial levels. B. Increased blood pH. C. Increased alveolar oxygen levels. D. Increased arterial levels. The correct answer is D. Hypoventilation results in a reduced expulsion of carbon dioxide, leading to increased arterial levels, which may cause respiratory acidosis. Which of the following increases the affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen? A. Increased 2,3 bpg concentration. B. Increased temperature. C. Decreased pH. D. Decreased concentration. The correct answer is D. Decreased concentration leads to a higher affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen, shifting the oxygen-hemoglobin dissociation curve to the left. What causes respiratory acidosis? A. Increased oxygen levels in the blood. B. Increased carbon dioxide levels in the blood. C. Decreased carbon dioxide levels in the blood. D. Decreased bicarbonate levels in the blood. The correct answer is B. Respiratory acidosis occurs due to hypoventilation, leading to the accumulation of carbon dioxide in the blood, which increases acidity. In the case of a pneumothorax, why does lung collapse occur? A. Decreased lung compliance. B. Loss of negative pressure in the pleural cavity. C. Increased airway resistance. D. Decreased alveolar surfactant. The correct answer is B. Pneumothorax causes the loss of negative pressure in the pleural cavity, which normally keeps the lung expanded. Without this pressure, the lung collapses. Which of the following factors will increase the rate of oxygen diffusion across the alveolar membrane? A. Decreased alveolar surface area. B. Increased alveolar thickness. C. Increased difference in partial pressure of oxygen. D. Increased alveolar surface tension. The correct answer is C. The rate of oxygen diffusion increases with a greater difference in the partial pressure of oxygen between the alveoli and the blood.